The UFC heads back down for their annual trip to Mexico City, and once again, they bring with them Brandon Moreno, who's looking to do right by the Mexican crowd after last time he lost against Brandon Royval. This time, he takes on former title challenger Steve Erceg, and hopefully wanting to get back onto that winning track. In the co-main event, we have a very solid, entertaining slugfest between Drew Dober and Manuel Torres, whose total is set at 1.5, and you know that the under is heavily favorited here because of obvious reasons, and it should surely deliver in terms of the fireworks and entertainment that is promised in that matchup. Obviously, other Mexican or Mexican-born fighters sprinkled throughout the card with some intriguing matchups all around. Very much looking forward to this Mexico City card. Always fun, especially with how rowdy the crowd normally gets. Should be a fun time. Reminder, LFA 205 goes down on Friday before the day before the UFC card. So if you're looking for some breakdowns there, I'll be dropping the Legacy Warriors podcast on Thursday, but I'll already have written breakdowns on the Lock of the Night Patreon page where I have track plays and all the good stuff that you need for these upcoming events. Check the link in the description below. That's the MMA LOTN Patreon page. And also a reminder, this is the quick picks version of the UFC Mexico breakdown. If you're looking for in-depth breakdowns or at least a little bit more information than the quick picks format, check out the MMA Lawcast, which I dropped on Sunday of this past weekend, previewing this upcoming card. So if there's a specific fight that you're looking for a little bit more information on, I got you covered on the MMA Lawcast. Check the link in the description below or check out the YouTube page and you can find it there. All right. Hope you're laced up and ready to go because we're off and running with the first fight of the night between Jamal Emmers and Gabriel Miranda. I believe this is a fight that Emmers should be able to use this speed and striking advantage to touch up Miranda and get him out of there under 2.5 rounds, but I do not trust Emmers as such a big favorite. I think the under 2.5 is the better way of going in this matchup, but look for Emmers to eventually find the knockout victory over Miranda. Next up, Mederos coming in at minus 200, going up against Austin Hubbard. I believe the veteran Hubbard here should be able to stay competitive in the striking realm and eventually start pulling away in deep water as he defeats the short notice replacement Mederos by decision. Next up, Rafa Garcia going up against Vince Pichel. I like Garcia here considering his youth advantage and his ability to just outperform the 42-year-old Pichel. Look for Garcia to put together a better body of work to win this fight on the scorecards. Next up, Lupita Godinez going up against Julia Polastri. I think Godinez will be able to snap her 2-fight losing streak by showcasing a classic Godinez performance. See her putting together nasty combinations and eventually ending those combinations with level changes and takedowns. And I think from there, she'll be able to land more damage and win this fight on the scorecards. Next up, Christian Rodriguez going up against Melquizael Costa. I'm a big Rodriguez fan, and I think this is another very profitable spot for him to go out there and shut down the submission game of Costa, beat him up on the feet, and either finish him late or win this fight on the scorecards. Next up, Jose Medina going up against Atiba Gautier. Solid matchmaking here between probably one of the best chins in the UFC and a very raw and green talent in Gautier, but I have to lean with the latter here as I think he'll be able to land more damage over the course of 15 minutes. And even if Medina's difficult to put away, I think Gautier can be the one landing more damage over 15 minutes, and this could look very similar to the Zachary Reese fight for Medina. Give me Gautier and Gautier by decision. Next up, Edgar Chairez going up against CJ Vergara. I think Chairez is just far more aggressive and more dangerous in the striking realm here. But even if this fight ends up on the mat, I think he'll be able to find a submission against Vergara in this spot. But I expect the majority of this fight to play out in the striking realm with Chairez walking Vergara down and busting him up with his Muay Thai skills. Look for Chairez to win this fight on the scorecards. Next up, Ronaldo Rodriguez going up against Kevin Borjas. Borjas might be able to take advantage of some of the reckless striking of Rodriguez, but I think it's just a matter of time before Rodriguez gets this fight to the ground and applies his submission advantage. I think he'll eventually work to that dominant position to wrap up a rear naked choke within 10 minutes and get the submission victory. Next up, David Martinez going up against Simon Oliveira. It's been a while since we've seen Oliveira in the cage, and I think it's going to be bad for him trying to wipe off that ring rust against a guy like Martinez. I think Martinez will showcase his lateral movement and his blitz attacks to touch up Oliveira, eventually leading Oliveira into a big knockout strike, which earns Martinez the win. Next up, Raul Rosas Jr. going up against Vince Morales. I think we'll see Rosas Jr. get to his classic game of grinding out Morales here. And even though Morales has a slight striking advantage, I think Rosas could shut that down immediately, get to his grappling, and either find a late submission or win this fight on the scorecards. Next up, Kelvin Gastelum going up against Joe Pyfer. Heavy line movement on Gastelum, who found himself close to plus 400 just a few days ago. Now finds himself closer to plus 240, and I think a lot of people will be happy with the CLV they're getting on this fight. Look for Gastelum to take Pyfer's biggest shots early here and eventually wear him down and either finish him late or win this fight on the scorecards. Co-main event time between Manuel Torres and Drew Dober. I often would like to fade Torres, but I feel the physical advantages he has here, specifically his speed and power, will be the difference maker as he lands early and often on Dober and eventually gets him out of there under 1.5 rounds. Main event time between Brandon Moreno and Steve Erceg. This should be a highly entertaining flyweight matchup between a former champion and former title challenger, but I believe Moreno has the capabilities of putting together a better 25-minute performance with a mixture of his striking and his grappling, and I think that will ultimately lead to him winning this fight on the scorecards. There you guys go. Quick picks for UFC Mexico. Appreciate all the love and support, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the Locky 2-Step / Locky Trinity free parlay and the Legacy Warriors podcast breaking down LFA 205. See you guys then. Peace.